कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी इति नामिने नमः। विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री भजो गौर भक्तवृंद भजो गौर भक्तवृंद भजो गौर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody loudly. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody loudly, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Louder please, much louder. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaved Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai. Now what we did was called as what? Kirtan. Now what we will do is called as Japa. Okay. What is the difference between Kirtan and Japa? Kirtan is to invoke auspiciousness in the room. Okay. When we do Kirtan, then Krishna comes and dances. And Japa is the same thing we are saying. वही बोल रहे हैं, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But this is our personal prayer to the Lord. So we have to invest all our attention into that chanting. Then you will see that you will get reciprocation from the Lord. If you have a problem in life, give your most major problem in life to the Lord today. You have an opportunity every time to do that when we chant the holy name. So give it to the Lord. Let's focus with all our hearts. If we can keep our eyes closed, that will be very nice. And what I do is, usually you must have seen that we start on a slow pace, but gradually increase the pace. Why we do that? So that if we chant very slowly, then you will not start chanting in this life. Because you will say, bahut time lagta hai. Right? The speed for chanting, the usual speed which devotees have for chanting is 6 minutes to 7 minutes. That's a reasonable pace. Okay, some devotees do faster. Okay, so for example, I'll just show you a sample, and then you don't have to chant now. I'm just showing you various paces. What we are going to do here, we'll begin with Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now, why we do it at that pace is that so that your tongue gets used to chanting this. Okay? But eventually, when you start chanting regularly at your home, you can chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That's the speed at which you chant. And when you chant at that speed, you will clock anywhere between 5.5 to 6 minutes per round. Okay? Which is okay. Which is normal. 6 minutes is okay. Below 5 is very fast. 5.5 is very fast. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. No, you can't pronounce it properly. And there's no mood. Right? You can't feel emotions when you chant without practice. With practice, yes, you can have emotion as well as chant. But a good speed for all of us will be what? Around 6 minutes is a good speed. Okay. So we'll start chanting. Okay. So requesting everyone to close eyes. Okay. Unless you have a compelling reason to keep it open. I may still open my eyes to see if anyone is sleeping or not chanting. Because many times when we tell people to chant, people are just sitting like this. Chanting means we have to say the names. Okay. We say so many things in our life. Ram or Krishna का नाम लेने में क्या जाने वाला है अपना? Correct, no? So don't hesitate. Don't feel whatever shy or anything to chant. We are doing what we have been born to do. We have been born to take the name of Lord. So why hesitate? So bindas karne ka. Feel free and then chant with all your hearts. Okay, let's start. But before we chant, today I am going to teach you one prayer. Okay, we always do that prayer before we chant. So all of you can also learn that. What is that prayer? Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So when we chant this mantra and then we chant, even if we commit any mistakes in our chanting, in chanting usually Uchcharan is very important. Do you know what is Uchcharan? Uchcharan means pronunciation. Okay, it's very important. Otherwise we can say anything, Hare Krishna, 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 Ram, Ram, anything we will chant, right? Any gibberish we can chant, right? So clear Uchcharan is very important. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Every word is important. Okay. So this Uchcharan, we have to focus on this Uchcharan. So sometimes what happens is, because of our ethnicity or whatever, for example, we have many Chinese devotees. Okay. They say Hale. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Will they not get benefit of chanting the holy names? What do you think? 100% they will get. Because why? Because Krishna is not like our office boss, okay, who is looking after grammar and everything, right? Krishna is called as Bhavagrahi Janardhana. Bhavagrahi means what? A person who is chanting with arrogance but pronouncing very nicely, and a person who is chanting with humility but not pronouncing very. Which one will be more dear to the Lord? You tell me. Because Krishna sees the mood of surrender in which one chants. That's what Bhagavan sees, right? So therefore, but then it doesn't mean, Prabhuji, I am very humble, Prabhuji, therefore Uchcharan is not important. The very fact that you are saying that pronunciation is not important is the arrogance to say that, right? So we do try our best to chant as properly as possible, to pronounce as properly as possible. But because of reasons beyond our sphere of influence, if we can't, then Krishna will accept it. Just like the child, when it asks the mother, even in what is that called? In Marathi, we say Bobada. What is that? Bobad. Totala language. Okay. Even then, the mother is still going to feed the child. Okay. Mama idli, idli, idli. If he says, mother said, no, till you say idli, then only I'll give you. Will the mother say like that? No. She'll still give because she loves the child and the child is genuinely hungry for it. Right? So therefore, with genuinity, if we chant the holy names of the Lord, genuinity is very important. With sincerity, then the Lord will certainly reciprocate. Give out your heart's problems to the Lord. This is the opportunity. Okay? We'll start? Okay. Eyes closed. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. So today's class, we are still discussing about why do bad things happen to good people. And I am terribly sorry for this slide. Okay? Because रोता हुआ सूरत को कौन देखना चाहता है when you come into the class? People want smiley face, right? Right? So, I don't know why this slide was prepared. Maybe because bad things happen to good people, that's why. Otherwise, trust me, I'm going to remove this slide now. We don't want to welcome people by showing, crying faces. Right? So, we'll change this slide. So, क्या कैसे change करना है वो? ऐसे ही? बस? Thank you. That's easy. Oh, I didn't want to show this. What are the 5 subject matters of the Bhagavad Gita? Okay. Yeah. And moksha? नहीं, वो अपना pocket से निकाला भी आपने. Okay. All right. So there are 5 subject matters. Ishvara, Jeev, Prakriti, Kal, Karma. The good part is that all this can be changed. Okay, that's the good part. Correct? No? क्या बात कर रहे हो? How can Ishvara be changed? Very good question. That post has already been taken. Sorry sir, we have already appointed that post. Of what? Of who? Ishwar. Who is Ishwar? How do we know? That is quiz for you. Gita, okay. Anything else? Where does Krishna say that he is God in Gita? No, where does he say? Don't say in Kurukshetra. Where, in which section does he say that? In which verse does he say that? Okay. Somebody will ask you, na, program में गए, कहाँ लिखा है भगवद गीता में कृष्णा? Where does he say? You can get away with that actually. Depends on big book, small book. उसके पास कुछ और book है, बोला ना मेरे पास बड़ा book है, font बड़ा है उसमें. Okay. So the Lord says this in a verse which goes as follows. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam bhuda bhava samanvitah. That's one verse in which he says that I am God. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. मेरे से सब कुछ आता है. mattah sarvam pravartate. I am the cause of everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this, who are those people? The wise people who perfectly know this, worship me with all their hearts. Krishna is telling Arjuna, I am that personality, right? This is in Bhagavad Gita. Of course, in so many verses he says that in Bhagavad Gita. Then also another verse he says, Mayadhyakshena prakrite suyate sacharacharam hetu nanena kaunteya jagad viparivartate. Which means, Mayadhyakshena, my adhyakshena, under my jurisdiction, मेरे अध्यक्ष में everything in this world is running. Everything in this world is running under my jurisdiction. Okay. So Krishna is saying that. There also he is declaring that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, in that the emperor verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam. What is the emperor verse? I am not expecting you to buy at it now, but I'll start giving you all homework from after some time. You will realize क्यों गए Altona Meadows. Homework दे दिया इन्होंने. And I'll monitor the homework. Everyone is doing, and all of them are good boys or good girls. We will see that. Okay. So the Srimad Bhagavatam verse, Emperor verse. Emperor verse is also called as Paribhasha Sutra. Paribhasha Sutra, which means the foundational verse of a scripture is called as Paribhasha Sutra. Of Srimad Bhagavatam, what is it? Ete chamsha kala pumsha krishnastu bhagavan swayam indrari vyakulam lokam hridayanti yuge yuge. This is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, where it is said that there are so many incarnations, so many parts and parcels, plenary portions. Don't worry if you don't understand this language. Okay. There are so many controllers in this world, but controller ka controller kaun hai? Who is the controller of all controllers? Krishna. So this is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, it says, right? And then there are many more we can go on quoting, but Brahma Samhita. Brahma Samhita very unequivocally declares Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is no ambiguity in that. What is the verse? Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Okay, this is something all of you can easily by heart. This is the most easiest verse out of all. What is that? Ishvara Parama Krishna. Can everyone say that? Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. All of you know a little bit of Hindi. If you know, you will know. You would have deciphered by now what it means. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Satchidananda Vigraha. Is his body made up of earth, water, fire, air and ether? Like our body is made up of? No. It's made up of what? His body is made up of Sat, Chit and Anand. The same material of which our soul is made up of. So Krishna doesn't have a material body. He doesn't have to take a material body. All of us have to take material body. But he doesn't have to. Even when he comes to this material world, he still retains that Satchidananda form. Sat means what? Sat means eternal. Sat means what? Eternal. Chit means what? Chit comes from? वो और एक चित्त है, but this chit is what? Knowledge. Chit Shakti of Bhagavan means knowledge potency of the Lord. Eternal knowledge, full of knowledge and Anand. He is always full of bliss, happiness. Right? So Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. Then third line is what? Anadir Adir Govinda. Yesterday only I was hearing in some YouTube. One fellow was commenting. I will tell you what he was telling incidentally. He was talking about Kishore Kumar. Okay. Kishore Kumar everyone knows, right? He's a famous Bollywood singer. Who doesn't love Kishore Kumar's voice, right? So he was saying, this person, he says he was trying to analyze how Kishore Kumar got his voice from. So many beautiful songs he has sung, right? Where did he get his voice from? Right? And did you know, I didn't know this. I came to know yesterday when I watched that. Somebody had sent me. Okay. That Kishore Kumar never took formal training in music. But still he sang. Right? And there was no flaw in his singing. There was no flaw. Flawless singing. He never missed, tunes. Right? So how come? So he was saying, मैंने बहुत सोचा इसके बारे में. And then finally he said that there is no explanation other than that it has come from his previous life. And then he quoted Bhagavad Gita. That whatever state of being one attains at death, that state he will continue from without fail. Right? So therefore, many of you might have also realized that you have some talents, but you didn't do anything for it. और कहाँ से आया पता नहीं, right? And when we have seen these things in our own congregation, we have seen a boy who from birth, Shama or Nityananda Priya Prabhu's son, From birth, he's playing mridanga. पता नहीं कहाँ से आया ट्यून उसको. He just started playing from nowhere, right? So this is from previous lifetime. These samskaras are coming from previous lifetime. So obviously the question somebody may ask, okay, and then the question comes usually, अगर भगवान ने सबको बनाया तो भगवान को किसने बनाया? Okay, if everyone came from God, God came from where? Right? So that is why this verse is very important. Anadiradir Govinda, that personality who was always ever existing, that person only can be called as Bhagwan. Right? So the question itself is faulty. That Bhagwan को किसने बनाया? Right? If that were to be true, then जिसने बनाया वो भी भगवान ही है. वो भगवान है actually. Right? So Bhagavan means who is the original. Sarva Karana Karanam. That is called as Bhagwan. That is the last line. Sarva Karana Karanam. The cause of all causes. Right? So Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. The cause of all causes. So that is Ishwar. So the first subject matter of Bhagavad Gita is what? Ishwar. And that position is already taken. Can you and I do anything about it? Can you say, कल से मैं भी भगवान बनना चाहता हूँ? Right? I used to say in my early days, in my early career, corporate life, I used to say, I also want to become a manager, a big leader. Okay? But after becoming one, then you realize, baap re, kahan aa gaya? Right? Sometimes you see, my life was better as a consultant than as a manager. At least I was a subject matter expert. I didn't have to have people jhanjat and jhamela. Right? Everyone is crying, sir, why not me? Why didn't I get salary increment? Why you gave him promotion? Right? If you have to tell someone to leave the company, it's painful for both of us. Right? So, management is not easy job. Right? But Krishna is managing this whole world, whole universe. So, that position is very specific. Not everyone can manage the cosmos. It's not easy. Even managing a small, our own jobs itself is managing 10 people, you see how difficult it is. Right? What to speak of managing this whole Shrishti? That is God. Ishvara. So first topic of Bhagavad Gita is Ishvara. Second is what? Jeev. Jeev means what? All of us. That is why it's clearly dissected in the Bhagavad Gita. So that we don't by mistake start thinking, I am God, you are God, everybody is God. No. That's not correct. Jeev. Jeev means all of us. What is our eternal position? What will we always be? We will always be spirit souls. And what is the nature of spirit soul? Spirit soul, what is the connection of spirit soul with God? We are always subordinate to Bhagavan. We can never be above him. Right? There is only one situation where we can be above him. What is that situation? Yes, devotion. Krishna, Bhagavan, cannot be controlled through our power. What power we have against God's power, right? But that God who controls this whole universe can be easily controlled by a devotee who loves him. Why? Because God surrenders his free will to the will of a devotee. But that devotee has to be pure devotee. And what is a pure devotee? Who is a pure devotee? Shuddha Bhakt. कौन होता है? Any guess? Okay. Shuddha Bhakt कौन होता है? At a practical level, who is a pure devotee? I am quizzing you in a different way now. I hope you realized it. Very good. Who has given up? Who is completely free from Pagalpan? P-A-G-E-L. What is P-A-G-E-L? Pride, anger, greed, envy and lust. ये पांचों से जो बाहर निकल के आया, only that person can be called as a pure devotee. If we have a little bit of pride also, even iota of pride if we have, then we cannot call ourselves pure devotee. There is no place for pride in the kingdom of God. In the kingdom of God, the quality which is most cherished is humility. So that is Jeev. That is the second subject matter of Bhagavad Gita, which we discussed over the last many classes. We have discussed Ishvara, we have discussed Jeev. The third topic is called as what? Prakriti. Prakriti translates into what in English? Nature. Nature. Now, Prakriti is also sometimes referred to as Guna. Guna in Bhagavad Gita. That also refers to nature. Now, what is the difference between Prakriti and nature? What is the difference between nature and nature? What is the difference between Prakriti and Gun? Prakriti usually refers to external nature, and Gun refers to internal nature of a person, not mother nature. Does it make sense? Yeah. So that is Gun. So last class we talked about gunas, right? That was our introduction, first introduction, formal introduction to the topic of gunas. Okay. How many gunas did we see last class? What did we learn? 3 gunas we learned, right? Sattva gun, Rajagun and Tamagun. In English, what does it mean? Mode of goodness is Sattva gun, yes. Mode of passion is what? Rajagun. And mode of ignorance is called as Tamagun, right? What is Tamagun characterized by? Inactivity. Any other words for it? Synonyms. Laziness, indolence, right? That is what is Tamagun is predominantly characterized by that, right? Inactivity, कुछ नहीं करना है, बस आराम, पियो, सो जाओ. Laziness, right? And Rajagun, which is the mode of passion, is characterized by what? And activity and activity and activity. Work, right? You will see both these types of people, right? One, you go to office, you will see. Bhai, thoda to kaam kar office mein. No, little bit at least work. Right? You will see such people also. Right? At workplace you will see. They'll come to office as if, it doesn't make any difference. And if you tell them also, I think we'll have to throw you out if you perform like this. Okay. That's all they say. Right? So it doesn't matter. This is called as what? Laziness syndrome. Even at home, you will see these behaviors. You will see that people are sometimes subjugated by the mode of laziness. We classify human beings into 3 categories. Person. This person is in mode of goodness. This person is in mode of ignorance. This person is mode of ignorance. True or false? False. Because a human being is subjected to all these 3 modes, albeit in various degrees. For somebody may be very high on mode of goodness, somebody may be very high on mode of passion, and somebody may be very high on mode of ignorance. It depends. It's a mix. Okay, you can call it as a ratio. It will be a ratio, right? 10%, 20%, and then 70%, or 20%, 30%, 50%, something like that. It could be a ratio, right? And that can vary also. That can also vary, right, with time. So, as much as mode of ignorance or tamagun is characterized by inactivity, mode of passion is characterized by lots of activity. Okay? And mode of goodness, what do mode of goodness people seek? Mode of ignorance seeks inactivity. Mode of passion seeks more and more activity. And mode of goodness seeks what? Shanti. Peace. When you are in mode of goodness, what you are seeking? Peace. Satisfaction. Inner satisfaction. That is what you are seeking. Right? This is the difference between these 3 modes. We saw practical examples of these 3 modes in the previous class. Remember this table? we saw in the previous class. Okay. The 3 columns, yellow, red and black, those are mode of goodness, mode of passion and mode of ignorance. Color intended. Okay. Kala means what? Right? Red means what? रगों में खून दौड़ रहा है. सब बॉल में T20, सब बॉल में 6 मारना है. That is what? Adrenaline pumping. That's called as mode of passion. I want to be the best. I want to become the CEO of the company. After that, I want to become the president of the country. After that, I want to become the controller of the whole universe. Okay, and मैं काम करूँगा. I will work. Right? That's called as mode of passion. Achieve. Lift the bar. And mode of goodness is what? It's all about, at the end of the day, I want to be peaceful. That's how they will, that's what mode of goodness will make you say. Right? Now, these have been classified under various parameters. So last time we saw, what is the preferred time of day for people in mode of goodness? People in mode of goodness get up at what time? Usually, not 3 थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. बाकी लोग सोचेंगे मैं क्या mode of goodness में नहीं हूँ क्या? Others may feel like that. Okay. So mode of goodness means early in the morning. Okay. Before sunrise. Okay. At least, when the sun, at least wake up when the sun is little bit not fully up in the sky. That is mode of, people prefer that time of the day. Right. Mode of passion, daytime. And mode of ignorance, night time. Food. What are the foods in the mode of goodness? Foods which are sweet, juicy, right? Milk, fruits, vegetables. These are foods in the mode of goodness. Therefore, when we consume these kind of ahar, foods, what will happen? Our consciousness slowly will move from mode of ignorance and passion to mode of goodness. No, I don't believe it. The mind may tell you, I don't believe this. How can whatever I eat impact my consciousness? Very simple example. Have you seen a man after taking alcohol talk nonsense and after that apologize? Right? So what is it that has made the difference? That liquid which has gone into his stomach and then it has impacted his consciousness. Right? Many crimes are also committed under the influence of drugs. They don't even know what they are doing many times. Right? Pura druggy hai, bach kya rehna. Be safe. This fellow is a drug addict. When he takes drugs, he doesn't even know what he's talking. He doesn't even know whether he's hitting his mother also and father. Right? We have seen. I am seeing in newspapers in India. Son kills parents. Drug addict. Just recently I saw. In Bangalore or somewhere. Both parents killed. Son told to gangsters to shoot father. Because unemployed and drug addict. Right? So, it is absolutely true that whatever we eat, we become. Whatever we eat, we become. Because our consciousness is impacted by whatever we put in our tongue. Right? So, mode of goodness is that kind of. Mode of passion is what? Salty, pungent. Tika, pani puri. That is called as what? Mode of passion. Jalna chahiye. Navadwar, all 9 dwar should burn. Right? Then only I have eaten something. Maja aa gaya. Like that. Okay. And then mode of ignorance is what? Stale food. What is a very good example of stale food? Meat. Eating meat is the worst thing that one can do. Right? Why? Because at the end of the day, meat is what? Meat is dead body or live body? Now all of you know, if you keep a dead body outside, what happens? Nice smell comes. Dead body. Kya fragrance hai. Maja aaya. Will anyone talk like that? No. What happens to a body when the soul goes out of the body? Immediately what happens to that body? It starts rotting. Why do you think this phenomenon is not applicable to animals? And those jokers, what they do? Anyway the animal is rotting. On top of that they put preservatives. Right? And then they give it to you. that rotting chemicals, toxins itself causes problems to body, and on top of that, those preservatives are also dangerous chemicals. That further gives problem, right? So this is certainly in the mode of ignorance. Music in the mode of goodness is what? What are what is an instrument that when you hear you feel very peaceful? Piano, flute. Everyone agrees? Flute. Morning mein. Santoor. Yeah. Right? And what is mode of passion? What is an instrument? I used to have one in my teenage years. Bongo. Bongo. Tabla is mode of goodness. Definitely. Jugalbandi, no. But generally tablas, these instruments are in mode of goodness. Okay. Now if you can take any instrument, if tabla ko pagal jaisa bajayega to wo mode of passion ही होता है. Okay. Right. Now this kartal is usually in the mode of goodness. Okay. Suppose I sing like this. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. This is one. But I can also bang like that. तो बोलेगा क्या सरदर्द हो गया यार इसका करताल से. So I can transform anything. Even in a normal object I can transform very passionately. I can keep banging that. Okay. And sing without any devotion. Right. So, but generally these are all very general, just general information. And who is telling all these things? I am not telling this. If you think that I have put this PPT together, no. I have not put this. I have drawn the lines and typed it. But who has said this? Krishna has said this in Bhagavad Gita. I am not inventing this. Okay, you have to go and read chapter number 13. You will see all this. Okay, everything he has given. Food in the mode of goodness. Okay, so I am not the one saying this is this. Who am I to say it anyway? We are not giving our opinions in this class. We are here to give you the pristine message of Bhagavad Gita in an unadulterated form. Worship, mode of goodness, worshipping the Devi Devatas, right? Right? How nice it is, no? To get up in the morning and to look at the form of, let's say, Lakshmi ji, right? Or Lord Ganesh. It's nice to look at the forms, no, of this. Instead of that, some people when they open their eyes, who they want to see? Mike Tyson, right? Or they want to see Salman Khan, right? So that is called as what? That is called as worship. They want to worship these personalities. Some people even put Hitler, right? Yeah, actually there are people who put this, right? So that is called as mode of passion. Mode of passion, the tendency is to worship influential people. Mode of passion, the tendency is to worship influential people. I'm sorry, I should have muted this phone before. I apologize profusely. Okay. And mode of ignorance, who do they worship? Satan. They'll say, I don't worship God. I am a worshipper of Satan. So you know where that person is coming from, right? And they'll dress up also like that. Austerity in the mode of goodness. What is austerity in the mode of goodness? What we are doing today. What is today? Ekadashi. So in Ekadashi we fast from beans and grains.
I've got a question. What about those who worship Lord Shiva's forms, like the Ghoris and all that? Are they in the mode of ignorance?
Those who worship Lord Shiva.
Like the Aghori.
Yeah, I understand the question. I am answering that question. Those who worship Lord Shiv, okay, they are pure devotees. Those who worship Lord Shivji, they are who? Pure devotees. Who is Lord Shiva? Is he an ordinary person? No. What does Lord Shivji say? Does he say, what is that? Jai Jai Shiv Shankar कांटा लगे ना कंकड़ के प्याला तेरे नाम का पिया. ओ मैं गिर जाऊंगी, मैं मर जाऊंगी, जो तुमने मुझे थाम न लिया 100 अरब दी. This is a Hindi song, right? How are they portraying जय जय शिव शंकर. Who has done this? ये स्क्रिप्चर में है क्या ये? इज देयर एनीवेयर इन द स्क्रिप्चर रिटन? कोई पद्म पुराण में लिखा है क्या जय जय शिव शंकर कांटा लगे ना कंकड़? देयर इज नो सच वर्स इन एनीवेयर इन द स्क्रिप्चर्स. दम मारो दम मिट जाए गम, बोलो सुबह शाम हरे कृष्णा हरे राम. इज दैट व्हाट इज रिकमेंडेड इन भगवद गीता में? बोला अर्जुन, अर्जुन दम मार, टेंशन मत ले यार, मार दे. Is that instruction of Krishna? Do you really believe? This was given by our favorite Devanand ji, जिसने बैंड बजा के रखा. If he would have done it in any other country, on that day itself he would have gone back to pavilion, back to pavilion. But India is a very resilient country. We can write any damn songs which portray the scriptures in an absurd manner, right? And give the exact vipareet opposite meaning of what it truly is. Right? On one hand, no problem. Krishna's devotees. Okay. Krishna's devotees. What are the four things that we follow? No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. So where is the question of dam maro dam? Right? This is exactly opposite of what Srimad Bhagavatam says, what Krishna Bhagavan has taught. So therefore, the worship of Shivji, I am answering your question. I know I am not directly answering it, no? But if I don't answer it in this way, I will not give correct understanding. The worship of Shivji has been corrupted and contaminated by media. No one has any understanding. Okay. And then people also, there was another song that was there. Damru wale baba chale byah rachane. You know that song? Hindi song, there was one song, and all the people are running with skulls and like that, all mad people, like they look like crazy guys, right? So anybody will think, "Arey kya hai yaar, Shivji Bhakt means these crazy fellows," like that. Okay. Or sometimes you will see people who are called as Naga Babas. Have you heard of them? Naga Babas. They'll put all ash over their body. Ooh, like that. They'll do all that. Jai Bam Bam Bole! They'll say like that. Okay. Is that the best way of worshipping Lord Shivji? The way of worshipping Lord Shivji is given in Srimad Bhagavatam only. Srimad Bhagavatam very clearly says, I have told this before, Nimna Ganam Yatha Ganga. Nimna Ganam Yatha Ganga. Devanam Achyuto Yatha. Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Purananam Idam Tatha. It is in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is clearly written, this is in the 12th canto. 12th Adhyay, it is written in Srimad Bhagavatam. What does it say? Out of all the oceans, out of all the water bodies, Nimna Ganam Yatha, which is the highest? Ganga. Nimna Ganam Yatha Ganga. Devanam Achyuto Yatha. Who is Achyuta? Krishna. Out of all Devi, Devatas, gods, everyone, who is the highest? Krishna, Achyuta. Devanam Achyuto Yatha. Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Who is Shambhu? Who is the greatest worshipper of Lord Krishna? Biggest. Nobody can be such a big Krishna devotee than him. Who is that? Shivji. Right? And Purananam Idam Tatha, which is the greatest, highest Purana, which is incomparable to any Purana. Which is that? The Bhagavat Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? This is the verse. Right? So what is the real, what do you mean by worshipping Lord Shiva? Worshipping Lord Shiva means becoming a devotee of Krishna. Because that is Shivji's own instruction. ये झूठ बोल रहा है, ये झूठ बोल रहा है, ये इस्कॉन से आया है. That is what your mind will tell you. इस्कॉन से आते हैं तो सब लोग ऐसे ही बोलते हैं. कृष्णा कृष्णा ही बोलते हैं वो लोग शिव जी से नफरत करते हैं लगता है. लाइक दैट, नो, द कॉर्नर, व्हाट इज दैट, वो गॉसिप कॉर्नर्स. दिस इज व्हाट विल हैपन. कट दैट राइट नाउ, कट इट आउट राइट नाउ, कट इट आउट. Because I am quoting from the scriptures, I am not saying it from my pocket. I told you this before also. Which is the biggest Puran where Shivji is speaking to Parvati? Quiz time. I had told this to you all in the class. No. No. Padma Puran. Padma Puran is a conversation between Lord Shivji and Parvati, because that is where he is talking. There are Puranas about Lord Shiva. But which Purana is the instructions of Lord Shiva? Which one is that? Padma Puran. अभी मैं बोल रहा हूँ, I'm telling everyone, no, what I believe, right? Padma Puran. In Padma Puran, Parvati, his wife, is asking a question to Shivji. What is the question she is asking? Okay. The question she is asking is, what is the highest worship? Whose worship is the highest? मतलब सबसे ऊंचा worship किसका है? Highest worship. And what does Lord Shiv tell his good wife? He says, Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnor Aradhanam param Tasmat parataram devim tadiyanam samarchanam. Out of all worship, whose worship is the highest? Vishnor Aradhanam param. I didn't say this. Lord Shivji is saying this. मैं कौन होता हूँ बोलने वाला? Correct? In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Shivji has been scripted as amongst the Mahajanas, the most saintliest of saintliest personalities. Of course, there is still a difference between Lord Shiva and a saint. A saint is a Jiva Tattva. You remember there are 5 subject matters of Bhagavad Gita? Ishvara. But Lord Shiva is almost Bhagavan Tattva. That is still a difference. We cannot say I and Lord Shiva both are devotees, therefore same. No. Lord Shiva is a direct manifestation of Krishna. Okay? We will talk about that, not in this class. Thoda baad mein. Okay? But to do justice to this question, if you worship Lord Vishnu, you will be very dear to Lord Shiva. It is a guarantee. Not mine. Shivaji's guarantee. Shivji is very, very, very inclined towards Vaishnavas. Okay? It is we human beings who have divided vertical line, horizontal line, all these things. Enmity based on these things is created by human beings, not by God. Right? Lord Shiva himself came as Adi Shankara. Who did he come as? Adi Shankara. And what did he say? What was the composition of Adi Shankara? Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. What did he say? Bhaja Govindam. Kaun hai bhai Govinda? You tell me. It can't be film star Govinda. Correct? It has to be only one Govinda. Who is that? Krishna. अब कौन बोल रहा है भाई? Shiv Bhagavan is taking avatar as Adi Shankara and writing this. Then why you and I have a problem? Correct? So only when we read the scriptures can we take an informed decision on why we are worshipping someone, right? And how to worship that person. Otherwise, all this will be bam bam bole baba, whatever. Now, I will still answer that question. You will still tell me, लेकिन ऐसा क्यों होता है? Why does it happen? And I know I have not digressed from the question because you have asked a very pertinent question to today's class. Because we are talking about worship in the 3 modes, right? I'm going to give you, I don't know whether you know this. If you know this, it will be a good repetition for you. But if you don't know this, please hear this. Many parents sometimes are unfortunate that they get children who become serial killers or rapists. हो सकता है ना? Possible, right? Let me put it in a different way. Even the most hardened criminal in this world has come out from the womb of a mother. Do you agree? And his mother, is she happy? Mother will say, oh my God. What will the mother say? मैंने क्या पाप किया? You know. Mother Teresa also was born under the womb of a mother. And Osama bin Laden was also born under the womb of a mother. Right? The most hardened terrorists, the most hardened criminals, they are also born like that. So, the Bhagavatam gives this analogy of who is Lord Shiva, what is his job, what is Lord Shiva doing. It clearly tells what is Durga Devi's job, it clearly outlines Lord Shiva's job, right? In this material world. There are different duties they do in the spiritual world. I am not going there right now, okay? That is for a different class. Because, you remember, I only told you about the cosmology of the material world. I never talked about the cosmology of the spiritual world. I have not told that yet. I will come to that. Right? I have only told her, Ande ke andar kya hai? Ande ke andar. Right? I have not told you uske bahar Vaikuntha hai. I have not told you that. Right? So therefore, Lord Shivji has got a very, very difficult job in this material world. You know who he is in charge of delivering? He is in charge. Delivering means, पता है? Delivering doesn't mean delivery boy. Delivering means जिसको मोक्ष देना. मोक्ष देने के लिए भी पात्र चुनना होता है ना. For giving liberation also, you have to choose the right candidates for liberation, right? Now, what is Vishnu's standard? Who does Vishnu choose for liberation? Only pure devotees. But who does Shivji choose for liberation? It is said in the scriptures, I am not saying it. It is said Shivji chooses those devotees for liberation, those people for liberation who don't even have a body. What is a soul which is not in the body? What is that called as in this material world? That is called as ghost, bhoot. Ghost is what? Ghost is a soul by its karma. It is not able to even get a body, but still in this material world. If the soul is in the spiritual world, then it doesn't need a material body. That's called as moksha. But if a soul does not have a body and still is struggling in the material world to enter a body, that's called as what? Ghost. I don't want to scare all of you. Right? But this Shivji, he is responsible in this material world to give a body to those ghosts. And where are those ghosts? आप ये पूछेंगे ये ghost रहता कहाँ है? Okay. The default place, they may be roaming around in many places. Okay, but the default place is, you remember that I showed you the Vedic cosmology, Bhulok, Bhuvarlok, Swarlok. It is between the Bhu and Swar. What is that called as? Bhuvarlok. That is the place for all these entities to be there, right? And they are hovering in the sky looking for a body. Because of some karma, they don't get a body. And I'll also let you know what is the karma. Typically, what is the karma? It's called as suicide. What is suicide? That's why it is said that even killing someone is not as sinful as killing oneself. Why is it said like that? Why? There is a reason. I thought, ऐसा कैसा हो सकता है? When I studied first time, I also got the same thoughts what you may have. Hey, क्या है? अपने को तो मारा, दूसरे को किधर मारा? No, I have killed myself. I didn't harm anyone else. Killing oneself means trying to trick God. We get sufferings in this world. Now, I have not come to that topic, unfortunately. But when I come to the topic, I will tell you this, that we suffer in this world because of our karma. Sometimes we may have very, very big difficulties in our life, but we will have to go through it because that is our karma. If we tell the Lord, Bhagwan, in childhood I used to say this, I don't know how many of you know, Pachka vada. I used to say Pachka. Pachka means Thenga. Bhagwan, Thenga. What I'll do, I am going to end my life, so you can't give me my karma. But Bhagavan bolte, abe shane. He says, you think you are, no, in Marathi we say, Deed Shana. You think you are clever than me? My dear, your karma will come to you. How? Who will carry your karma? Your subtle body carries the karma of the soul. तो तुम ग्रॉस बॉडी को तो मार दिया, बट मन को लेकर कहाँ जाएगा? सो योर कर्मा विल बी टेकन बाय योर कैरिड बाय द सटल बॉडी. सो जहाँ जाइएगा कर्मा वहीं पे आइएगा आपके साथ, कहीं नहीं जा रहा है आपका कर्मा. सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज when people try to circumvent the design of the Lord, then the Lord has already said that you are destined to live for 65 years, 70 years. But you ended your life for, at what time? At 35 you ended your life, right? Today only I was hearing morning class. One boy in India, he ended his life because he got second rank, because he was always getting first rank. Is this a reason to end one's life? इतना ईगो, मैं सेकंड भी नहीं आ सकता हूँ. दिस इज नथिंग बट फॉल्स ईगो, राइट? हाउ कैन आई नॉट कम सेकंड, राइट? मैं ही मैं हूँ, दूसरा कोई नहीं. नो, दिस इज कॉल्ड ईगो, राइट? सो व्हेन वी ट्राई टू सर्कमवेंट द design of the Lord, karmic laws, then what happens? We get karma for that also, and that is very dangerous. That's worse than living out that karma, because the desire to enjoy is still there. That's why we got this body, but you don't even have a body to enjoy. So you can imagine क्या हालत होता होगा उसका, right? It's like a man with one hand hanging on a tree wanting to scratch his back. I can't do anything. छोड़ दूंगा scratch करने के तो गिर जाऊंगा. Correct? On scratch भी करना है. What to do? You want to scratch like this? What to do? Yes. No, 1 minute. Let me answer this question first. Okay, I'll come to your question. So now what happens to these people? These people are hovering around looking for a body. And this is all Srimad Bhagavatam I'm speaking. Pocket से नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. Okay. I'm sorry, I have to repeat it again and again, lest you think I'm giving a Harry Potter here. No, I'm not doing Harry Potter. Okay. So it is said that Shivji takes charge of these ghosts and goblins. That is why he is projected like this with a skull around this. That is his service to the Lord. He hangs around all these places, right? And then what he does is he looks out to give a body to these very, very demonic souls, or souls which have got very bad karma. Because unless you get a body, you can't get moksha. How do you get liberated from this body? By using this body and purifying this body, only you will get liberated. For doing activity, you need a body, no? Right? Even to do charity, I need hands, no? I need money, I need body, I need a mind which tells me to do charity. Right? How can I do charity without anything? Right? So therefore, you have to have a body to get rid of this body and go to get moksha or liberation. Liberation means escaping the cycle of birth and death. Right? You still need a body to do karma. Right? Good karma. Right? Now, Shivji knows that इनका कोई chance ही नहीं है, because it will be another 30-40 years before this fellow, his karma says that he has to get a body in 40 years. So what does Lord Shivji do? He has got some power of attorney given by Krishna. Right? What he does is he releases these kind of souls into the semen of a man when sex is done during an improper time and at an improper place. Does it make sense to you? Has everyone heard it? In Tamil, I don't know what you call that. In English, I don't know what you call it. In Tamil, we say Asura Sandhigalam. Asura Sandhigalam. There are certain times of the day which are inauspicious for union between man and wife. But who can tell anyone? It is Friday night, man. Enjoy. Drink, and then who knows where you are? Who knows who you are sleeping with also? Right? That is the counterculture that is prevalent in today's world. And as a result of that, who is born? In the Bhagavatam it is written, such children are called as Varna Shankaras. Varna Shankaras, I don't want to use the English word because it's a very bad word. Right? Varna Shankaras, that is a Sanskrit name. So what happens is, when Shivji sees that union is happening at an improper time, Shivji is responsible for delivering these, so he releases these ghosts and goblins into that womb. And that's why some children become very demonic. But even such a child who is very demonic, why Shivji releases into the womb? So that they get a chance to do Krishna Bhakti in that lifetime. Because Bhakti, there is no entry criteria, thankfully. For Bhakti, there is no पहला शुद्ध बनो फिर भक्ति करो. It's like saying, first get cured, then take medicine. What kind of logic is that? Right? So Bhakti, nobody is precluded from the practice of Bhakti. Bhakti करने का अधिकार सबको है. Everyone has a right to do devotional service. Nobody is barred. Even animals are not barred. Right? Even the most sinful of sinful persons today, if he walks in, he says that I want to chant from now. His purification starts. His journey towards liberation starts from that day. Right? So now, how should you worship this Lord Shiva? You tell me. Now you know his job. What is his job? He is a pure devotee of Vishnu. Albeit, he is also God, but he does the job of a devotee, delivering everyone. Now, when he is so concerned about the ghosts and goblins, will he not be concerned about facilitating our devotional life? Right? So, definitely, a Vaishnava 110% worships Lord Shiva. But how they do that? By worshipping Lord Krishna. By worshipping Lord Krishna, how do you worship Lord Shiva? ये भी सवाल आएगा आपका. Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam answers this question also. What does it say? Yata taror moola nishechena tripyanti skanda bhuja upashakha. In that verse, it is said that just as if you want to water a tree, आप पानी कहाँ मारोगे? ऊपर मारोगे? Have you seen anyone watering the leaves? Where do you water the tree? If you want to build your body, if you want to build your muscles, you will take badam pista and put it inside your hand. इधर बढ़ाना है ना strength, इधर ही डालता हूँ बादाम सीधा अंदर. Does anyone do that? Nobody does that. You put food only in your mouth and the nourishment automatically goes to your brain, to all parts of your body and you feel nourished. Correct? Protein सब जगह मुंह में ही जाता है अंदर. Correct? Similarly, when you are watering a tree, when you water the root of the tree, the nourishment automatically goes to all the twigs and the branches. In the same way, the Srimad Bhagavatam says, if you worship Lord Krishna, that worship will automatically go to everyone, including Lord Shivji. Not to speak of anyone else, it will go to everyone. Right? That is the beauty of Krishna Bhakti. Okay. And Lord Shivji is very, very favorable to Krishna devotees. I will not go into the details of that, otherwise I'll full class usme jayega. Okay. Now it will start digressing. But worship in the mode of goodness, passion and mode of ignorance. But what people do, they call themselves as Shiva devotees and they start worshipping skulls. Shivji is not worshipping skulls. He is delivering those people. But हम लोग को समझ में नहीं आता ना ये सब. Only when we read scriptures we will know everything. Just saying गर्व से कहो हम हिंदू हैं, कुछ नहीं होने वाला है उससे. Right? Have we even opened the Bhagavad Gita calling ourselves Hindus? No, we have not done. We have time to do everything else. So when you study, you will get all this knowledge in the right perspective. Prabhuji, if your question is pertinent, I will answer now. Otherwise, during Prasadam or next class. But I still want to know your question because it's important to me.
The question I have is, why all this? Why would Bhagwan give someone life and then watch them go through all that? Plus, they would ask, his only expectation is you pray, you worship me back, and I will take care of you. Why would someone do that? Just to get that sort of a
Sadistic feeling.
not sadistic feeling. Yeah, why would he even get the souls into world when
Okay.
ultimately he knows
This is the question that I have answered in the previous class. Okay. But some people may wonder, प्रीवियस क्लास में कब बोला ये? I know that you all are thinking like that. पता है मुझे, because of memory. But if I tell the answer, बोला था. I know that will all happen. That's why I recap 50,000 times, right? Because you know how memory is, right? I will answer this question not right now. We can sit for Prashadam and I will answer that question, okay? But because I know everyone is also thinking, do you want me to answer in the next class? Yes? Okay, I'll answer in the next class. Yes. दुनिया बनाने वाले क्या तेरे मन में समाए. I remember I sang the song also in the class. You will remember the song but you forgot the point. घर में जाके YouTube मारा होगा, क्या गाना था यार.
So now coming to the blockage that I had in my mind, and it is pertaining to food. When we say, and again this is all in the scripture, so I go with that. But my question is more towards how is that relevant in today's world when it talks about no meat is okay. What about the suffering of cow mata? We call it mata, but it goes through a lot of suffering in today's world with the factory farming and all. Is there something to talk about that and exclude dairy from consumption for Krishna Bhaktas?
Why not turn vegan?
Yes.
Correct, no? Yeah, we'll answer this question. Yeah. This question is very pertinent. Okay. Time क्या हुआ है? Okay. If you love cows so much, you should not drink milk. That is a proposition, right? This is a proposition. Is that right?
It is about suffering.
Okay. So, a cow suffers when it is milked. That is the assumption behind his argument.
The process of extraction of oil.
Very good. There you come. Who has adulterated, who has corrupted the process of milking a cow? Human beings.
Absolutely.
Therefore, okay, I'll answer your question. Practical answer देता हूँ. There are two devotees, Gaurav Kamboj and Neha Kamboj. You have not met them. I'll try and invite them once to this class. Okay. Gaurav Kamboj, they both come from a fairly affluent family, right? From Delhi. They have a jewelry shop in Brighton, right? They had successful business, jewelry shop. Okay. There's recent. They had the same question what you had, right? ये cows लोगों को we should stop drinking milk because these cows are not treated properly. So they took a practical step. They actually went to the farmers who were milking and spoke to them. When they went there, as you rightly said, they found that they are not milking with the hand. I recently went to India, to a village. I stayed in that village for almost a couple of weeks and I saw how cows are milked. Like this they do to the cow first. And they allow the calf to first drink the milk. And when the child is in front of the mother, why does a woman's breast fill with milk during pregnancy? Because of affection of a mother towards her. That is, nature has ordained this beautiful mechanism. Right? Same thing for cow also. गाय पहले बछड़े को दूध पिलाती है. After that only, you can't go and tell बछड़ा अलग मुझे चाहिए दूध. The cow will give you a kick, right? If you do that. So when the cow sees the calf, its motherly sentiments come out. This is science. This is how Krishna has designed. And then its udders are replete with milk. And then when the calf finishes, then you go and with lot of love you caress the cow mother and then you milk with gently. That is how the cow has to be milked. But these fellows today, whoever, they put, I don't know what they put, some equipments, and when they milk the cow, they do not even know when the cow has stopped giving milk and when the cow is bleeding. They don't know that. The cow has already started bleeding by that time. When you do with the hand, you will know. When you do with a machine, what does machine know? And the cow bleeds, right? First of all, what they do is they take the calf away from the cow. गाय और बछड़े को अलग कर देते हैं. That is what the demonic culture now is prevalent, right? And then the cow is bleeding. So along with that milk, what is now going in? Blood. Further, I will tell you what they do, and this is not only in Australia. ये इंडिया में भी चलता है. If you think India all saintly people are there, no. India is the biggest exporter of beef, right? We are the first nonsense in this, right? And because nobody studies Bhagavad Gita, no. India का खासियत है. We don't study Bhagavad Gita. We are behind those cricketing 11 gods. For them, we have a lot of time, right? When we study Bhagavad Gita, nobody has time. This is the problem. This is why we are here, to share this message of the scriptures. What should a cow eat? Grass. The farmer told them, I can't afford grass. The farmer told them what? I'm telling you on the ground story in Australia. The farmer says, we can't afford to grow grass. It's very expensive. So what do they give? Soy. They give soy to the cows. Now, all of you know computer programming. Garbage in, garbage out. Similarly, our body also. If you put garbage inside a cow's mouth, what will come? Pristine milk will come out? What will come out? Garbage will come out. And when you go and buy that from the market, what do you get? Lactose intolerance. It was never heard of. In Vedic time, there was nothing called as lactose intolerance. Milk is the best food for a human being. If you drink milk, you don't have to eat anything also. It contains everything that a child needs. How do you think a child survives on milk? Child को क्या पहला पेप्सी देते हैं क्या पैदा होते ही, right? What do you give? Correct? Or do you give what is that, veg biryani खाओ ना बेटा, pasta बनाओ? No, it is only survives on mother's milk. That is what nature has ordained. So milk has not got power. Milk not only sustains the body. In the scriptures it is said milk also sustains the tissues which lead up to the brain and gives you intelligence. Spiritual intelligence comes from drinking milk. But what we are getting now is not milk. It is not lactose intolerance. It is poison intolerance. Poison anyway, body will be intolerant. When you drink the blood of a cow, what do you think? That is not lactose. It has got nothing to do. The product which is coming out of the udder is not milk. It is the curse of the cow. Right? When I stress you, what develops in your body? Toxins. Science only says that. I am not saying it. Was under stress, his body was developing toxins. We saw his creatinine levels. It was going somewhere. Whatever they say. Doctors. I'm not a doctor, but yeah. Okay. So, when you are subjecting the cow to torture, further I will tell you what they do to the cow. They keep the cow in utter darkness. A cow is supposed to roam in the field, farm. They confine the cow in darkness. Do you know why they do that? Because when you keep the cow in darkness, the cow's leather becomes soft. So they want to kill the cow eventually and make leather out of it. As devotees, therefore, I'm not forcing anyone to do that. In our life, we don't wear leather. We don't even have leather handbags. My office bag also, I don't carry leather handbag. My shoes are non-leather. We go and buy non-leather, right? Though we can afford most expensive leather shoes, we don't buy that. It may not look as good as a leather shoe, but we do that. We don't wear leather. That's something you can do immediately. So if someone is a cow leather, if someone has got genuine emotions for a cow, go home today and throw your leather shoes in the garbage because it is made out of a cow's blood. A cow has been killed and the skin has been tanned. Okay, that is how it is there. So we can show our love. My company gave me once. They gave me this gift. What is that? In New Year they give you gift hamper. So they gave me also gift hamper, and I was very happy. I thought, "Arey, company gift दे रहा है, जाके देखते हैं क्या है." One big wine bottle, right? And then along with that was what is that? Tommy. What is the name? United Colors of Benetton or some brand leather belt, leather whatever. And what should you do if you get such a gift? As per scriptures, what you should do? You can give it to somebody who uses it, no? That way you will get charity benefit also, no? दान धर्म करते हैं ना हम लोग. मतलब आपके पॉकेट से 10 रुपया, आई किल्ड यू, आई हैव टेकन वट एवर वॉज इन योर वॉलेट, बट आई बिलीव इन चैरिटी ऑल्सो. इनको मार दिया आप, तो लिटिल यू टेक, लिटिल यू ऑल्सो टेक. Is that, does it work? How ridiculous it sounds. So what should you do with that? Throw it in the garbage. That's exactly what I did. I took the bottle, but I saw, नहीं तो कोई बोलेगा पागल है. वाइन का बॉटल गार्बेज में डाल रहा है. Right? United Colors of Benetton. Now whoever beggar must have found, he must have blessed me. बोलता क्या आदमी है, भगवान करे ऐसा बहुत लोग आए. Because it is said in the Bhagavatam, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that even if you gift the product of a cow slaughter to someone, you will get the same karma as what the one who slaughtered the cow in the first place. Even if you transport, मैंने तो नहीं दिया, मैं तो ट्रांसफर किया. I was only Lynn Fox transporting it. That fellow also will get karma. मैं तो सिर्फ ड्राइवर हूँ. That fellow will also get karma. I didn't cook. I only served. You will also get karma. And it is said, I am not inventing anything from my pocket. I am saying what Srimad Bhagavatam says. So that is the seriousness of whatever you have taken. You have raised a very good question. Therefore, should we stop drinking milk? No. So therefore, what is the project devotees have done? These two people, they gave up their jewelry business in Brighton. He invested from his own pocket. $10,000 per month it took to bring out a product called as cruelty-free milk, called Ahimsa milk, which earlier was known as mother cow milk. But the Australians couldn't relate to it. Mother cow? ये क्या है? Cow को ही क्यों mother बोलते हैं? No, obviously we can't keep answering all these questions, right? So simply we have labeled now it as what? Cruelty-free milk. And you know this cruelty-free milk, ये जल्दी बिगड़ता है या जल्दी नहीं बिगड़ता है? Does it get spoiled fast or does it not get spoiled fast? Thank you very much. It gets spoiled very fast if you don't consume it. And that is why this is good milk. That milk which never gets spoiled has been sedated with preservatives, which gives you deadly diseases because it artificially preserves something which has to die. So this mother cow milk, when you buy, you have to consume it fadafat. Right? And the color of that milk is, it's got a yellow tinge to it because it's pure milk. It's like that, no? I don't know how many of you used to eat eggs before. They used to call it a desi anda in English anda. They used to call, right? That real desi one was what? Little bit yellow tinge it had, those eggs. Whereas, oh yes, thank you very much. Look at this. I love him. See, this is called as practicing. घर पे है देखो ये दूध. Okay, thank you for establishing credibility. नहीं तो ये you would have thought that ये कुछ पील दिया है. So I am showing you practically. Thank you very much. Okay, so you can buy this milk and this is milk and you will see taste इसका अलग है. सब जगह मिलता है. Coles में भी Coles में नहीं मिलता है. Coles में नहीं मिलता है. Sorry, सब जगह means Coles नहीं.
There are some Indian stores. I'll get Jagannath to send you.
Yeah. Okay, WhatsApp में डाल ही दो ना कहाँ का मिल रहा है. हाँ? You will get it on your WhatsApp. Okay, you can start using this. All right, good.
So Prabhuji, the question here, follow-up question is, because it is answering to a bit.
Okay.
But the main concern is the dependency and the taste that you have. If the demand for this increases, supply should also increase. When the supply doesn't increase, then there is again a torture element that comes. Cutting corners would become the human habit. But the other part is, what if they don't get this milk in India? Scenarios could be there where they wouldn't. So then are you going to rely and you would be the transporter or you'd be the taker of that karma as well? So the question I have is,
How do you what? So question नहीं समझ में आया मुझे. I heard sentences but I have not heard your question.
So
what is your question?
About that is, why not turn completely vegan?
Why should one turn vegan, first of all, when ahimsa milk is available? When ahimsa milk is not available, yeah, you can turn vegan. Nobody stops you, no? It is not about, spirituality is not about being vegan.
Agreed.
Spirituality is about not becoming vegans. It is about becoming prasaditarian. Whatever we offer it to the Lord and drink it. Now, answering your question from the Gita, the Lord clearly says that unfortunately if you can't get it, but you need some calcium, you will have to drink milk. कुछ ना कुछ तो पनीर तो बनाना पड़ेगा, right? Because it's your food. Therefore, it says under extenuating circumstances, if there is no option available, then devotees, what we do, we have a very foolproof process by which you can escape karma. What is the foolproof process? Bhagavad Gita. What does the Bhagavad Gita say? Krishna says, Yat karoshi yat johosi. Can you Google? Bharo, we have a question, very nice question he has asked. So let's Google. Let me show you practical. I wish I could connect internet here and we could project here. ऐसा होता है इसमें? थोड़ा करो ना प्लीज. सब लोग देख सकते हैं ना फिर. Just type in Google Yat Karosi. Can you type it? Yat Karosi, Yad Asnasi. Bhagavad Gita 9.27. Bhagavad Gita chapter 9 text 27. मिल गया? Everyone found it? Can anyone read it? इधर है, चलो 9:27 में जाइए. ऊपर जाएगा तो नहीं होगा? As simple as that, ना? ऐसा ऊपर 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 नहीं? 9:27. You're right. You're on 9:27. बस go to 27. बस ऊपर 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 ऊपर. हाँ बस ऊपर बस 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 बस. यत् करोसि यद् अस्नासि यज् जुहोषि ददासि यत् यत् तपस्यसि कौन्तेय तत् कुरुष्व मद अर्पणम. What does it mean? English. Who can read loudly? आप ही पढ़िए.
O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto Him.
So when you offer to Lord, what is that called as? Bhog lagana. When you offer to Lord Krishna and eat, whatever you eat becomes what? Karma free. Karma free. Who is saying that? I am not saying it. Krishna says that. Okay. Whatever you offer, whatever you eat, do it as an offering to me. And then the same Lord tells also, why does the Lord tell in the final chapters of Bhagavad Gita? He says, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma suchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and simply surrender unto me. I will take care of all your sinful reaction. Do not fear. This is the exact translation of that verse in Bhagavad Gita. So, if we have to drink milk, unfortunately, because we are in a place, because it's a very practical problem, it's a practical question. If you have to drink milk, then what do you do? If you don't get cruelty-filled milk, drink the next. Okay? But do it as an offering to the Lord. Of course, you can even have your own Gaushala also. Or you can even, in India, still the unorganized sector works. The Doodwala still comes in India. ऐसा नहीं वो नहीं आता है. He comes and he gives you, but वो दूध में पानी मिलाता है. नहीं, पानी में दूध मिलाता है. No, that's a perpetual debate. Right? But that is still of a lesser evil than the blood of a cow. So these are some of the things that you can do. Okay. Okay. Should we continue with the class? 8:54. All right. So let us conclude at least whatever we were talking. And if you have more questions, we can talk further during Prashadam. Okay. Your face tells me that you ये दिल मांगे more question. ऐसा मुझे लग रहा है आपको देख के. So we will keep on answering. Okay. But one thing you have to understand, that for me to be able to give an holistic answer to your question, you need to spend more time in this program, because there are certain fundamentals that you need to be aware of so that you can appreciate the holistic nature of the answer when we answer a particular question. Otherwise, you will not be able to relate to it, because आपका concept यहाँ वहाँ weak है ना थोड़ा. Correct? So therefore, a holistic understanding के लिए you'll have to go through. That's why, what did I say in the previous class? The aim of this program is to what? To systematically study. Otherwise, what will happen? Sometimes questions will come from random, and when we answer it also, फिर भी समझ में आया, लेकिन नहीं यार. That's what will happen. ये होगा, ये natural है, ये स्वाभाविक है. Okay. But you have to give yourself also time to understand the basic principles of basic principles of dharma. When we develop a holistic principles of what dharma and adharma is, then we will be able to apply it in the practical context, and then everything will become very clear in your mind. Okay? So give yourself time, keep coming, don't stop, keep coming. आधा नॉलेज के साथ बाहर मत जाना प्रोग्राम से. हाफ नॉलेज इज वर्स देन. What is an example of half knowledge? I gave you an example of half knowledge. नहीं, एक अभिमन्यु, yes, अभिमन्यु, but अभिमन्यु का half knowledge was dangerous for him, killed himself. But half knowledge, how half knowledge can be very dangerous. Did I not give you the example of Muhammad? I told you this. Muhammad used to go to the masjid regularly, right? One fine day, Muhammad stopped going to the masjid. So when the masjid head asked him, "Arey beta Salim, jaake dekho, why Muhammad is stopped coming to the mosque?" So then he went and asked. Muhammad said what? In the Quran it is written that a real Muslim will never go to the mosque, will never enter a mosque. And that Salim was wondering, "Arey, Quran, how it can write like this? A real Muslim will never go to the mosque." And then he opened. On the next page, what was written? Without washing his feet. अभी वो पढ़ा नहीं उसने. This is the problem with half knowledge. Half knowledge means wrong decisions in life, right? Therefore, give time to understand the fundamentals of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, and then the answers will become more and more relevant, because then you will know. अच्छा ये बोल रहा है. Oh, अच्छा ऐसा है क्या? 91 multiplied by 89. How will you do it fast? How will you do 91 multiplied by 89? 90 plus 1 multiplied by 90 minus 1, which is 90 square minus 1 square. A plus B into A minus B is A square minus B square. Therefore, 8100 minus 1 is 8099. Right? Now, if I directly tell you something like that, you will say, "अरे यार ये ऐसा कैसा? मैं नहीं मानता हूँ इतना easy हो सकता है." But class में आइए. Understand the premise that A plus B into A minus B is A square minus B square. If you understand that, then you will know why I did a problem of 89 multiplied by 91 in this way and not the conventional multiplication. समझ में आया? So please keep coming. There is lots of things which we have not discussed. I have not even started karma actually. Karma का principles अभी तक कहाँ बताया है मैंने? Right? What is good karma? What is bad karma? Right? What is grey zone? पता नहीं अच्छा है या बुरा है, बीच में है वो. Right? Yes.
So, Prabhu, this all good that we discussed about, and that directly relates to a karma.
Yes, I was going to actually take that topic today, but it's good. I'm happy these questions came, because these questions are relevant to whatever we are discussing. Otherwise, I would have not answered it. Okay, both of you asked very relevant questions, because we are talking about worship, we are talking about food. That's why you asked that question, right? So it's good question. But what was your point? Karma and guna are very closely related to each other. Now, how they are related, that's what I wanted to actually, I would have talked about that, but we'll do it in the next class. क्या problem है? है कि नहीं? It's not that we are nearing the end of this program. There's still a lot of time. Okay? Okay. Anyway, so what's the time now? 8:59. So we'll stop here. I think everyone is hungry now. It's Ekadashi also. Some of you might have been fasting since morning. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ekadashi Mahaprasadam ki jai. All right. Now, there are one or two announcements. Where is Zarna Mataji? Zarna Mataji, tomorrow is Veribi Rath Yatra, is that correct? What time is Veribi Rath Yatra?
So it starts, the whole function starts at 12.
The whole function starts at 12, but
But the procession for the Rath starts at 3.
the Rath procession starts at 3. Okay? Where is this Rath Yatra?
President Park in Veradi. So
President Park in Veribi. Okay? So we request everyone to participate in the Rath Yatra. If you have some time tomorrow, please participate in Rath Yatra. And more importantly, Mataji, Gaur Purnima, have we made announcement about that in the WhatsApp or something? Okay. So Tuesday is a very auspicious day. It is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance day. Okay. That appearance day, it is called as Gaur Purnima. Okay. Whether you accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or whether you don't accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, okay, whether you know the ingredients of a medicine or whether you don't know the ingredients of a medicine till now, if you take the medicine, it will still work. Okay. I have not covered the topic of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu right now because it is still miles away for us. To understand who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you will need to understand so many things. So I have not introduced right now. But if you still want to come, medicine will work. Come to the temple on Gaur Purnima, at least take prasadam on that day at the temple. That is our humble request. Come and observe how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is worshipped. That it itself remove tons and tons of sins and karma from your life. It is the most auspicious day because, to be very brief, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give Krishna Bhakti without regard for anyone's qualification. He has come to give Krishna Bhakti free in Kali Yuga, to give the holy names to everyone. Right? So free product he is giving, and he is not even considering who is sinful and who is pious. Sabko baat rahe hain Krishna Prem, and that's exactly what is the goal of our life. We all want to develop our love for God. And on that day, whoever comes to the temple and participates in the function, it is guaranteed that such a person will develop love of Godhead very soon. So if you want to develop that, if you want to give yourself an opportunity, please come. If you want to wait to become convinced, that is a choice you have. Nobody can take that choice away from anyone. What time is Gaur Purnima function, Mataji? Mandir mein? Zarna Mataji? 4:30. 4:30 in the evening? Yeah, 4:30 in the evening. Okay. We will anyway send you a poster. Zarna Mataji, please send a poster to this group. Okay. You will receive everything. Okay. On WhatsApp. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.